The arts are alive and well in Orlando. And now, a chance to get acquainted with and hear stories of the musicians, writers, artists, filmmakers, and performers who are the Orlando arts and culture scene. The Chase Shelleé Show on Florida Man Radio.
Hello, good afternoon, happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the Chase Shelleé Show here at Florida Man Radio 105.5. I want to let you know that the Chase Shelleé Show is brought to you in part by éclat Law, whose mission is to empower our clients' success. Art éclat is a one-of-a-kind contemporary art collection, art gallery, at our offices in the heart of Crane's Roost in Altamont Springs. For details, go to éclatlaw.com, that is with a C. ECALT, law.com, and by the Boheme in the Grand Bohemian Hotel in downtown Orlando for a truly one-of-a-kind dining experience and featuring our famous Sunday jazz brunch. And I am there every Saturday night, so it's just some shameless self-promotion right there. I am really happy to again welcome, I'm going to call you my friends now because you officially are my friends from éclat Law. Thank you so much for keeping the show going, for keeping people abreast of what's happening in the local arts and culture scene here in Central Florida. I have got in the studio Mr. Kevin Ross-Andino. I thought you were the boss, but apparently she's sitting beside you.
My boss is sitting. I have several, but two of them are here today.
And they're really pretty, I'm just going to say.
See, we have the reverse at our firm. The women are the ones that run it, and I'm the pretty one.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Well, look at that smile. Well, and hello, boss.
Good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon.
Afternoon.
It's okay. It's 2020.
It is. We don't know what time it is.
I don't know. I'm grateful I know what month it is. Jolynn Falto, and you are the boss. You tell us what to do. You tell them what to do?
Apparently so, and I quite well enjoy it.
Really? I like that. And I've also got Caitlin Iglesias.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank
Had
you.
you in here last time, but you said like 2 words.
Yeah,
But now you got
I just threw in some ha-has.
Yeah, but you got the mic all to yourself.
I do.
So
I
I'm
like
excited. So you guys are, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. You are an anomaly because when someone thinks law firm, the next thing that comes in the brain is not, arts. Supporter of the arts,
Right.
advocate for the arts. I mean, we think of art entertainment, and we love our art, lawyers who get behind and educate the artists. Because, well, as an artist myself, I'll say we're not very business savvy, and sometimes we don't know the ins and outs of even the entertainment law. So you guys not only help do that, keep us educated, but you also back us, and you've provided a very interesting space. Can you tell us about that? For those who did not hear you guys last time, reintroduce what you do in your firm.
I'll start it off, and then I'll let these two wonderful folks step in. I started the firm about 5 years ago after working at big law firms for many years. Mm-hmm. And fortunate change of events in life led me to make decisions to pursue things that I enjoyed. Our firm is really designed we're the anti-bully firm. I want to have a place for people, we're big advocates of justice, big advocates of defending the little person against all the big persons, the little companies against the big companies. And as part of that,
Thank you.
And in part of that, I also what was something that's was important to me is to be back in the community and give to the community. And so, as the law firm started to evolve beyond me, and I call Jolynn the boss because she's just a great person to work with and to practice law with, and the maturity of a 60-year-old and a 29-year-old body is just amazing. But she
look great for your age.
She looks great for it.
That wisdom.
She helped me to go to the next phase, which is how do we reach into the community and do the things that we think were important.
Mm-hmm.
We're very big advocates supporting our veterans. I didn't have the privilege of serving as my family did, so I decided we need to service them. That's how I can give to them. But the arts were another important thing to us. I'm from New York, and everywhere you go in Greenwich Village, there's a gallery. And it was just so exhilarating if you're having a bad day to walk in and to see just beautiful things on a wall, whether it's a sculpture, whether it's a photograph, whether it's a painting, whether it's something that looks like it was thrown on a canvas. It means something to you.
Well, especially New York in the winter.
Correct.
You were starving for color.
And in particular in Central Florida, but Seminole County where we're at, there's just nowhere to go. I mean, we have one art museum downtown. many restaurants will cover wonderful things, but you're going there for the restaurant. So I wanted to create an environment that artists, and particularly artists who are not professional artists, can display their art and share with us their visions, their sights, their seeings. And Caitlin, we hired her about 1.5 years ago, and she helped me to make that part of the vision come alive. And so, a lot of the credit, while I may have had a great idea, most people laughed at it. Caitlin made it happen for us, so she's a very important part of our.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. Very important.
I can imagine that meeting where everyone's like, ha ha ha, and you're like, ha ha ha. Wait a minute, hold on, this can happen.
Exactly.
How did you take that initially? How did you hear that idea and go, no, this can happen? We have blank wall space.
Yeah, exactly. I basically saw a blank canvas, and he wanted to fill it with art and just really bring in artists and the community and just have something for everyone to share and enjoy. And I was totally all about that. So I loved his vision and I wanted to make it happen.
Do you guys ever do themes? What is the turnaround with artists?
So last year we had more of an opportunity because COVID has knocked it out. So we got started. We got started last year.
A collective ARG.
Yeah. Well, the objective was to do it in themes. So you give either an artist an opportunity to display his or her work, and we'll feature you, but we'll have everybody there. So we have these events. We have 13,000 square feet of very, 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 very open space.
Wow.
And lots of walls and everything. And so it's easy to accommodate everybody and sectionize things. And we have caricature artists. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Caitlin puts on a good show.
I miss it so much too.
But the idea was to give each type of art and each type of artist an opportunity. The Florida Sculptors Guild, who you'll be hearing from soon,
I'm excited
are very
to
fun
have
partners that we
in.
get to work with. They were going to be a big theme this summer, and unfortunately we had to put all that on hold. But we've had the pleasure of having some really beautiful pieces in the office, it's selfishly that I get to see this every day. It's kind of cool, but we like to share it with the community. And even now with COVID, we have it available for virtual tours.
I was going to ask you about that. You've had to take that step, and has that has launched? Correct.
Yes.
And what has the response been with that?
Oh, it's fantastic. I think everyone really loves that they have the opportunity to, especially now with COVID, everyone's safely social distancing. They're able to still enjoy the art and see it and just, go through our firm without having to actually be there. And unfortunately, we're not able to throw in-person events right now, and I miss it so terribly.
It's coming back. It's coming back little by little.
But we've got some virtual stuff in the works.
And where can people who are listening right now get online and find that?
If you go to www.eclatlaw.com, you can visit on our About page. You can view the virtual tour, or you can go to the art page itself, and you can view all our artists, the Florida Sculptors Guild, all their works, the titles, and everything, and also take a virtual tour through that as well.
All right, so everyone, eclatlaw.com. That's with a C, ECLAT. In my head, I'm like, I can spell. law.com. And then you also have scholarships, correct?
Yes.
That is something that is happening.
Yeah, Kevin.
And that's fascinating. Tell us about that, please.
So as part of encouraging our local artists, not only displaying their work for free in our office and having events for them and stuff, I wanted to further educate and encourage. So we have 2 scholarships that we make available starting this spring, I believe.
Spring and fall, yes.
Spring and fall. So we split it up. One for, and Caitlin can tell you the programs, one for a program at UCF.
Okay.
It's very specific. I think it's the arts program, Caitlin?
Yeah, so it's basically the programs that have to do mainly with physical art. We're trying to inspire and encourage people who are painters, sculptors, really doing
the hands-on.
art. Yeah, exactly. The hands-on.
A couple weeks ago,
like
I had Anyansi. Oh, I said it right. Yes, Artworks, and she is a ceramics artist.
Yeah,
and brilliant stuff, and that's what she does. So we were talking about just the physical art, and I love that you are differentiating between the two.
Yeah. We're just really trying to encourage people to get creative in that kind of way.
And I guess the second one is at Full Sail.
Yes.
So we're going to start with those 2. We're doing a $2,500 each for each school scholarship. The students are encouraged to give us an application, a piece of work that we will display at the office, and to tell them then to explain to us how they were inspired to create that art.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And we felt that it's a different way to motivate them to continue on their path. Money always helps.
Keep creating, people. Yeah. We need, and I think that is something that, and what are we collectively going through in 2020 with everything that started with COVID. Well, it started with a volcano going off in the Philippines, and that should have been like, everyone, start getting your canned goods together. But what I just completely lost my train of thought with that. But no, what I think that we have all, our community has come to realize is the arts is not just some frivolous thing. It is something that we need, that energy, that physically being in the room with a piece of art and then asking the artist, their story, or feeling the energy of a live band. I think we're all going, we miss this. We need this. So thank you. On behalf of Central Florida artists, like I speak for everyone, thank you for putting that scholarship out there, because that is so needed right now. How can people start to apply for this?
Well, the information is going to be coming shortly to the website itself. We have a page up currently.
Okay.
So shortly, the information will be all up there, and they can contact us through the email there and submit their piece and their essay. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do we have a due date so we can start to put? What is the deadline?
So January. So it would be probably December, towards the end of December
right.
is when the deadline will be.
Artists, you have the rest of this year.
Yeah, so they have a little bit of time.
While you are hunkered down inside with your mask on, start creating something.
And we'll also make it available through the schools, because obviously the students are there.
Yes.
So be the website, the schools, word of mouth, things that we publish as a law firm. And in particular, I was, one of the thoughts I had was to inspire kids who are in high school. And to who think about it, because I my wife probably doesn't want to hear this, but I dated a fine arts student many moons ago.
Disclaimer to the wife. That was not one of my questions. I don't want any
I want to go home and have a good Saturday, But she was always discouraged by her parents from pursuing her passion, and so I want to encourage kids that you can take that, you can have that. Focus on that as part of your degree, because it is something that can turn that same person now as a doctor and an artist, and she's still got her degrees, and so you can be successful pursuing your passion and stuff like that. And so I'm particularly interested in high school students as well to apply, so that we can encourage them to just go into the program itself and consider it.
And is the whole something that I love talking about is the whole aspect of mentorship, like the whole mentor apprentice relationship that we don't really talk about that much. Would you say that what you do is kind of a segue to that, or are you trying to introduce like some masters to an apprentice, like put them like, hey, this is what you can do, follow XYZ to meet people in this community, to get connected here? Because it is, would you call yourselves a gallery?
That is our objective for folks to consider us as such. I will tell you, I have clients that have come in for law firm meetings, and they look at me and say, "Well, where's your offices?" I was like, "This is the office. I thought it was in an art gallery."
So it is.
and that was also part of what we were going for. Nobody likes lawyers. I don't like them, and so we wanted people to feel comfortable coming into our environment and realizing we're human beings that just happen to be lawyers and you're advocates. And I want people to feel comfortable. And so as we've created that environment in the office, it's been fantastic. So yeah, it is part of a mentoring. I will tell you, one of my other partners, his 15-year-old daughter just won a humongous competition in South Florida. Go Amanda. Amanda Grobman. She at age 15 now, she has her art displayed on the power boxes throughout
Marco Island.
Oh my goodness.
And she's one of our, if you look at it, you would never think a 14-year-old, 15-year-old person did this piece of work. But to encourage like that and give them the opportunity to meet folks like some of our friends at the Florida Sculptors Guild, where they can get people who this is their part of their life.
So this is a meeting place.
Correct.
Of multiple disciplines of art. And I love it. We are going to go to our first commercial break. We will be back at 105.5 Florida Man Radio, the Chase Shelleé Show.
Florida Man Radio. Join the conversation now at 321-339-1055. It's the Chase Shelleé Show on Florida Man Radio.
Welcome back to the Chase Shelleé Show here on Florida Man Radio 105.5. Also, we are on the iHeartRadio app, social media at FL Man Radio. Florida Man Radio app and FloridaManRadio.com. So there's no excuse. You can find us everywhere. You can also follow me on all social media things that are at Chase Shelleé. Chase, like the verb or the bank, both, and Shellee. And I am so happy to have my friends, I'm calling you my friends now, from Éclat Law here in the studio. But I did want to say, I just found out that Florida Man Radio just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. And I'm so happy to be a part of that because I'm just inserting myself in that now with these wonderful Saturday shows where I get to interview amazing local artists and people behind the establishments that are helping to keep the arts alive, especially in the year of our COVID 2020. Mr. Kevin Ross-Andino, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the human that you are. And we also have some artists in here. I want to introduce Miss Arlene. Is it
Friberg-Vivaldi?
Friberg-Vivaldi. Oh, I was like halfway there, and then I got insecure. I was like,
so
Friberg, and then I know Vivaldi. I know the composer. Thank you so much for being here. And you are the former vice president of the Florida Sculptors Guild, but you are still on the board.
I'm still on the
and
board.
You are an artist.
I'm still an artist.
Tell me about you. Where are you from originally?
Well, originally I'm from New York City. And much like
Kevin.
That's right. Same thing. It was the same art.
New Yorkers.
Yes, New York. And the city is started with art. And it's a part of every New Yorker.
It's in its veins.
It's
yes.
in our veins. So when we don't see it, there's like something missing.
It's obvious.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's part of our lives. And when we moved to Florida, I went to college for broadcasting and also for art. And towards the end, because I had to do major, I had to take one or the other. So, I picked the one that you could possibly get a job with.
Art.
I wound up doing the other one, art. So, and then I tell you, my mom passed away, and I hadn't touched. She's been gone a while, thanks. I hadn't touched art because I was doing computers, and then I dropped everything and went to the art, and it saved me.
It's amazing how we might walk away from it for a while, and then something in our life. It doesn't always have to be a dramatic or a trauma, but sometimes. It turns us to that reservoir, and that is our life source. Yes. And that seems like what it awakened in you.
Yeah, it's another way to get it out. So, art energy is energy. And to be able to put it in your hands, your voice, or however you express it, it really does help you to get through life.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yes. And you chose specifically sculpture. Yes. Why? There's so many. What was it about that you're like, this is my home now?
It's the tactile. You can actually feel the clay. I started in clay and then just moved to really manly materials, but
such as
metal and concrete and
really,
yeah. Anything that hurts, I'm there.
Anything that hurts. Okay. Embrace the pain. Wow. Yeah. That's another show. That's an entirely different show. And you have a piece that is at a hospital, correct?
Yes, it's going to be installed in South Seminole Hospital, and it's for their garden. They have a memorial garden there, and when they came to the Guild for it was really a compliment. First of all, for them to come to the Guild and look for that kind of work from us, and then to actually purchase a piece. So we're really thrilled to be in the community and being represented that way. That's fantastic.
That's amazing. And where can people find your other pieces? Are you currently working on some? Are you more behind the scenes currently?
More behind. Well, I'm still an artist, and I still do
once an artist, always an artist.
I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere.
Yes. The tenure is forever.
It really is.
Yes.
And it's all over the house. I have to sell it.
Virtual tour.
Yeah, virtual tour. Good idea.
You're welcome.
Yes, we have our pieces are everywhere. I mean, all the guild, our pieces are in different places. And then when we have an exhibit, they'll come together and put them in one place. But yeah, my pieces are everywhere, like in Dench, in Sanford, or in Castleberry. I have a couple of sculptures there outdoors where their sculpture walk is. It's everywhere, but that's pretty much the rest of the guild. We have pieces, throughout Central Florida.
Everywhere.
We do.
Yes.
And while we are on that, FloridaSculptorsGuild.org, how does one join? What are their requirements? Are there different levels where then you consider someone a master that can be a part of this community? How does one begin that?
I am holding back. You've been talking about stuff we want to do.
Like Susan will tell you
All right,
about that.
Good. Well, I'm introducing Miss Susan Sturm Menand.
Menand.
I tried to get artsy with it, and I didn't. Menand.
I know I've been dying off to the side. Because
welcome. You are the president.
Yes,
you're the
am.
president.
Yes.
You're the madam of the.
The buck stops here.
There we go. Of the Florida Sculptors Guild.
Or the clay. The clay stops here. I don't know. But the one of the things you were bringing up before with éclat, by the way, thank you very much for inviting us.
We love you guys.
Yes.
So much.
Oh, they're so cool. Oh, my gosh. When Maureen, my vice president, and I tripped across them, it was like a match made in heaven. And then Arlene dragged her in, and she loved everybody and got along.
Wonderful group at éclat Law.
Yes,
Can't
it's like
say enough.
fabulous. So when you were just addressing the idea of different, strata for the artists, one of the things that the FSG, which is Florida Sculptors Guild, is going to be doing.
.org.
Yeah.
Look them up.
Yeah, please. Because you can also join that way through PayPal. That's a little plug there.
Okay.
But we're going to have what's called an emerging artist program. That's in development. And that's going to be where one of our members will become a mentor.
Oh,
so when you were,
woman,
yeah,
you are right there with me.
Yeah.
My producer Heather can attest to this. The second show that we did addressed that. Of this lack of the culture of having an apprentice mentor relationship. Everyone wants to come on the scene and just be a master, because with social media and everything, that's kind of the mentality now. But no, to develop that, to be comfortable with the work, the ugly, the struggle. And I'm staring at you right now and I'm seeing that right in your eye.
I'm gritting my teeth. Yes.
No, let it out.
Yes. Well, we're a guild, so we've always sort of thought that we should, take advantage of that. And the idea with the Emerging Artist Program, because believe it or not, we have like 6 to 8 people that are already interested in joining, is that you will be paired with a mentor and then work with them for a year. And even at the end, work with them in order to how to become show worthy. And then both the mentor and the mentee will have a show, and I'm buttering up Kevin.
She's like, so this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? What?
All of them have a good way of getting me to spend money. They should know different.
I'm just. We are women.
Yes, we will rule.
We have a talent at spending money.
So, and this is something we've never done before with Florida Sculptors Guild. This was something that we thought there was a need to give back to the community. And now another shameless plug.
Please keep them coming.
Yeah. Okay. FSG just won a grant from, first time ever. Yay. From the Seminole County Arts Commission, SCAC.
Thank you, guys. We love you.
Yes, they're wonderful people. And they said it was very exciting and innovative idea. This will actually be at Castleberry Sculpture House next, starting in September and going through December. Its title is Revision. It's for people who are visually impaired. And we've also teamed up with the Lighthouse for the Blind in Orlando.
Oh, so this is
helping us.
tactile art.
You got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Everything. How often do you go somewhere
beautiful.
where you can touch the art?
No, that's the last thing you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
You kids all there. Don't touch. Keep away. Hands down.
Yes, and this will, of course, be good for the general population, whether you have kids or whether you're, a more mature individual. And already there's
not
people.
me. Don't look at me saying that. You looked at me so lovingly. I'm like, oh no.
Just in case you know someone, Chase. But already people are talking about bringing buses and going there. Plus, with the Lighthouse, they very graciously said they'll work with us with like mobility instructors and really educating people.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is.
Why wouldn't we do this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so happy you are.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, how do you go about do you ever I don't want to say headhunt, but kind of see a work and then want to include them as I want you as a mentor eventually. Do you do that? Do you reach out to people?
We reach out to people at whether they're festivals or galleries.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're interested, sometimes they aren't. If the person is already like an established artist where they're doing a lot of public art,
Mm-hmm.
so they're in like $50,000 to $100,000 range, they're not interested in the guild.
Okay.
We've been a stepping stone
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people. And sometimes they maintain a peripheral interest.
Okay.
So they come back.
They're watching.
Yeah.
They're watching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They join, they leave, they join. Right now, believe it or not, we're actually expanding with our membership. So the pandemic, because we have so many interesting things going on, the pandemic did not stop us.
Well, I like hearing that.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. All artists out there, that should highly encourage you
Yes.
that it has not stopped.
No, because what you have to do is straddle. I mean, obviously, there's a place for galleries. Everybody wants to go back and do that. But we also have to embrace our 21st century, and artists are very reluctant. Arlene, you're the only exception, okay, to embrace technology.
Yeah, it's true. Well, especially, I would assume, I can't draw stick figures. I took pottery when I was like 10. The art that I do is music and writing, but yours is very visual and hands-on. So I can see how technology would be a cold counterpart to otherwise a warm and involved expression.
Right.
But you're right, artists, come on. We got some help for you.
Yeah, and we'll walk them through. I mean, we were actually started doing virtual meetings before COVID. So who knew that actually was
So
something?
everyone's just copying you guys.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell them. Try it.
Arts have always been the trendsetters. Yeah, exactly.
We do have, we did our very first virtual show this spring. Never tried it before. Managed to kick it out within a week with everybody screaming at everybody online and on the phone going, I just lost stuff. Where is it? It's taken me 2 hours to edit.
Oh my
those
God.
kinds of things. Yeah. But it's out there now on YouTube, and it'll be out there forever. And we sold pieces.
That's one thing I was going to ask. Like,
Is
how
that
is it
crazy?
selling? Are people
Yeah.
making a profit off this?
Yeah.
And it is happening.
It is happening.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
You actually need something to look at.
Exactly. We're all at home now. Make your space pretty.
A revision show, which is next year.
Oh,
so they
yes.
have time, but they're
You
gonna
have
to
time.
snap it
Yeah,
up.
deadlines are
Yeah.
important. Can we just, as all the artists in the room, don't we need a deadline sometimes to put that little fire under the booty? Yeah.
And if you're on our website, you can also touch their icon. It'll take you straight there. So that's a further
okay.
encouragement for this wonderful program.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, Susan, I want to talk about you. I want to ask about you. I love what you're doing. But I want to know your story. Where are you from originally?
The Northeast, actually from Pennsylvania and New Jersey, so a little further south.
There's a
than
trend
R.
going on here.
Yeah, just a little, just a touch.
And y'all came down here.
Yeah, well, my husband actually came down with Wawa, so it was a corporate transfer.
Oh, okay.
Who knew? Now, with me, I actually was a painter and thought I was going to be a painter forever. And yet, with painting, I always wondered what was like on the other side or behind it or like a continuation.
Okay.
And that's what I got with sculpture. And then as that's progressed, I realized that it's the story. Regardless of whether I'm painting or sculpting. But sculpting gives you a lot, I think, more versatility. And it's not
Really?
2D. So the 3D is just where it's at. I mean, I hate to be
No.
snobby, but
And that you found,
yeah, it's just
after
wonderful.
a certain point, you're allowed to be a little snobby. It's
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
It's not snobby. You have highly refined taste.
Yes.
How about that? How about it? Put that pinky up. There we go. We are going to go to our last commercial break, and we are going to be back, and I'm going to dive into more of you. I want to hear more about you and your backstory. We'll be back in just a moment here at Florida Man Radio, the Shelleé Show.
Florida Man Radio. Join the conversation now at 321-339-1055. It's the Shelleé Show on Florida Man Radio.
Welcome back to the Shelleé Show here on Florida Man Radio 105.5. I love what we're talking about. I've got my friends from Éclat Law. Thank you guys so much for being here. And then I've also got Arlene Friberg-Vivaldi. I got the name. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. And then Susan Menand.
No.
Oh,
But it's fun.
oh gosh.
Sturminate.
I'm writing with three fingers.
No, you're boo-boo.
Excuses. And they are the current president and the former vice president of Florida Sculptors Guild.org. Do check them out. Check out membership. They have a lot of things coming up. In fact, let us know the things that are coming up and how people can find you.
Yeah.
Please.
This coming spring of next year, the 2021, when we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that COVID will have moved along.
It will. I'm just
like a hurricane.
Yeah,
it's like a hurricane. It will pass. And we're going to actually have a show at Lake Mary. It's a nature show. Then we are going to have the revision show where we won the grant. That will be at Castleberry from September through December.
And the revision show, for those who might just be turning in, tell us about that, because that is fascinating.
Well, it's a tactile experiential show. So that means you actually can go there and touch the art. How many times can you actually do that? Usually they say, no, don't do that. This place is where you actually can come and touch the art. It is for people that are visually impaired as well as the general population to have fun. So it'll be educational and it'll be different. So you're going to learn things as well as have fun. So that's always good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, I love that idea. Please. I'm jonesing for hugs.
No,
I am
at that point, we're going to have this collective removal of masks and running toward each other in slow motion. Hug the artist and then touch the art.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because one of our members actually likened this situation to coming out of the Dark Ages and going into a Renaissance.
Oh.
We haven't done that for what, 400, 500 years?
Oh, wow.
So maybe we're overdue.
There we go.
And
well, what did they do after the plague? They made up nursery rhymes, because we humans, we never take anything seriously.
No.
If you look at all these nursery rhymes and they're like, that's about the disease, that's about the Black Plague. Okay, now we make memes.
Yeah.
So, yes, a renaissance.
Yes.
I like it. We are due. We're overdue.
We really are overdue. And then at the end of 2021, we're actually been invited to go to Mount Dora's Center of the Arts and have an exhibit.
Okay.
And of course, we're also going to continue with virtual shows as well as hopefully having in-person shows.
Yes.
So that'll be very nice.
And we were talking during the break how it is important now to not go completely back, to move forward, and to straddle those two worlds. But I love what you guys were talking about. Tell us about that. How that's important. We need to.
Well, it's one of those things where we have to go into the 21st century. It's the only way. I mean, think about...
Come on, artists. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, if we... and we will help you do that. If you're not comfortable, don't worry. We all laughed our butts off trying to get on the first Zoom meeting. I mean, we couldn't find buttons. It was like, am I on? Can you hear me? And we're like...
Is this thing on? Tap, tap.
And we were holding up papers going, can't hear you. So, yeah, we can help you with all that. And that's also the Emerging Artist Program will be where we can actually help you become a better sculptor. You were talking about before, how do you know when you go from one medium to
Yes,
another.
because both of you are artists, and you said that you started off with painting,
I started off with painting.
and then with
right.
clay, and then into more manly,
Clay thing.
masculine, painful materials.
Painful materials.
Just are gonna get an art therapist and a therapist on that. That's a whole other show that I'm now wanting to do. And then you yourself said that you were into painting, and that you found yourself the story, which I love. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Came to
And
you.
I am a trained art therapist, so we can relate.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
coming back. You can all come back, but yes. See, you found your story in sculpting, and that's where you landed. That's where you live now. That's your home.
Yes, it is.
How did you decide that? How did you
It just sort of happened. Promising myself to actually, try different things. I mean, artists are always trying to find different mediums or
Yes.
approaches or how to do what their idea is, whether it's to paint it or to sculpt it. And
How does
because
this
of
best
that.
express
Yeah.
itself?
Yeah.
Get out of my head. Get out of my body and onto this thing.
And there's where it was like, well, why don't we try that? So I did, and then I found out that gave me more flexibility. Now Arlene's doing painful things.
I was about to ask you, did
Yeah,
you go down road pain?
No.
Never
Well,
said pain.
I'm glad you did. It's funnier that way.
Pretty. Help me with my pain.
Oh my goodness. You get muscles while you're carving the copper. I don't know. I know.
yeah,
But
Welding. It's
welding.
welding.
Yeah.
concrete.
Hey, ladies, I just wanted to say something real quickly to you guys, because we were talking about mentorship, and especially as
Yes.
the world is changing, with everybody going virtual, I think it's even more important. When I was a young lawyer, and I'm going to embarrass Jolynn for a second, but mentoring is important. One of the things
I love that you're saying that.
I've seen even beyond the law field is the lack of mentorship in all business.
And I
The
think in all fields.
yeah,
In all
the
fields.
ethics of being a good person and doing what you do, ethical within some boundaries, and it's okay to make mistakes and stuff. And the reason I pick on Jolynn is that I had the great pleasure of being her mentor, and
I was the lucky one.
and we've been together for 6 years working together, and as she has learned to be a fantastic lawyer, she's actually reminded me of why I wanted to be a lawyer in the first place.
Oh,
And
stop
stuff.
it.
So mentoring is always a very mutual thing. And when the great thing is you get to brag, because every time they tell me how great she is, it's like, all because of me.
Well, I love that.
But I think it's very important in the art world. It's kind of what we can do. I can do it financially. I can do it. Providing a medium to do it. But you guys can really mentor people, encourage them. So it's one of the reasons we partner with you all, because if you guys don't encourage, the younger generation is going to die.
Yes, and that's one thing I love is we do talk about mentors, and I'm honored to be surrounded by mentors in this room. But also what needs to be promoted is it's okay to be the apprentice.
Yes.
It is okay. Being an artist in itself is to be vulnerable, to express that vulnerability. And then also it is an exercise in empathy. And so it's okay to live in a space where you are not the master, where you are the one being molded like the sculpture. You're the one being pruned and refined, and it's not comfortable. And oh my goodness, writers with their editors. It's in every field, and to be okay with that, and to learn and to have that, that relationship and experience with somebody. That's the priceless. And I don't think that's something you find that a lot in Asian cultures. But you don't find that a lot in the West these days, especially with the arts. So I love it. I thank you guys for providing that and bringing just even the words, that verbiage back to conversation of mentorship, master and apprentice. There must always be two. That's my Star Wars. I want to geek out on that.
I will warn you of
Exactly.
one thing, though, that was freaky. So about 6-7 months ago, Jolynn was walking someone through the hallway, and they were talking about our vision. And I swear to God, I thought it was myself talking, because it was a little weird to hear her sound exactly like me.
That's
So
amazing.
You will find that you have an opportunity to contribute beyond yourself, and it goes down that next generation. So I encourage everybody listening out there,
Well, it's building a legacy.
whatever you do in life, encourage the young folks and mentor them and be there for them, because they some of the mistakes they make is because there aren't people there trying to guide them.
Oh, yes. There are mistakes that we are all going to make as people, as artists, but there's some that you just don't have to if you are in that right educational relationship and mentorship apprentice. I'm going to keep putting those words out there and bring them back into everyday conversation.
I think one of the great things of having to work with éclat law is when I met them, I spoke with everyone, and they're genuine, they're present, they really do extend themselves, and their understanding of the community and wanting to be involved in the community is really genuine. So we were very fortunate to come in contact with them, and they've been very supportive. So for other businesses out there, support your arts.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
Be there for us so we can keep moving forward with the arts. Just
love
wanted
that.
to say thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
It's our pleasure.
I love
Because
that.
they're inclusive, and so are we. As artists, that should be part of what we all do. And to trip across a professional organization that wants to do it with us, it's like, yay!
Serendipity.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So I want to just quickly get back to your story. How did you found this guild?
No,
or
no.
No, you got
Amy Wick actually is our founder.
Okay, because I did want to get a shout out.
yeah.
Thank you, Amy. Haven't met you. I'd like to.
Yeah. Way back when, like 2004, so
Okay.
it's been around a while. Gene Omens was after Amy had done it for quite a few years. He was the one that I've replaced. I was an executive officer as Arlene and I used to have fun together, and now I'm doing this part of it. But that's also because I was listening for quite a few years to what people actually wanted to do. So it was sort of a natural way to segue.
I'm sure
into
you
it.
have to balance your vision with what other people.
Oh, yeah,
are-
that's what you have a board for.
Yeah.
That's what you have a board for. Everybody throwing in ideas, and then you also have to talk with your members. You have to make sure you're getting input from them, and hopefully they'll let us know. Trust me, they usually do. Yeah. What are you doing that for? But they'll also give us leads. That's how we got. Maitland is coming up, where we've been invited to go to their art festival.
Okay.
In November. We'll see how that plays out. That will be in person. They want to actually grow and change with what they're doing. That's also how Mount Dora, they heard about us from one of our members and then investigated us and said, "Ooh, can you come and do what you do
This
best?"
sounds interesting.
So it is an interesting way to evolve.
Do you still have enough time for your art and your expression and all that?
I don't sleep a
There's-
whole lot.
Yeah. What is that?
No, I have a vice president that likes to start before her day. She works with special needs children.
Amazing.
So that's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, thank you so much for being here. éclat law. Oh, my
you,
goodness.
everybody, for being
Kevin,
with us.
Caitlin, Jolene, Susan, Arlene, thank you so much for being here. A pleasure. We got to have you guys back in here. Thank you again for tuning into the Shelleé Show. We will see you next Saturday. Everyone be safe and stay sane out there. Good afternoon.